James Kaufman, World News Report today. Today is December 1st, 2024. God bless you and yours, no matter where you are in the world. Please subscribe, give us a thumbs up, ring that bell for critical future updates. Ladies and gentlemen, I hope y'all are having a good day, because that will make one of us. Again, James Kaufman, World News Report today, December 1st, 2024. I did have a good Thanksgiving until yesterday, I guess. And, well, I guess the latest news is Biden pardoned Hunter. What a bad pardon. The reason it's a bad pardon is because don't bust my door down. You're not going to find one, please. Just don't bust down. You're going to have to pay for it. There's nothing here. I'm not dumb. Had the hard drive, and he broke so many felonies and federal laws that have no statute of limitations on them that Kash Patel and Pam Bondi, although I already know they're all Jesuits. They're all Jesuits. See what I got? It's a weird notification there. Weird time. Weird everything. Don't see anything here. Oh, my daughter's turning in 10:47. Hey Siri, text KK's iPhone.
What do you want to say?
Just getting there on time again, girl.
Your message to KK iPhone says, just give me the time again, girl. Ready to send it?
No, redo it.
Okay, I won't send it just yet. Let me know when you're ready to continue.
You dumb witch. Excuse me. Alright, Judy L, 5x5, Darlene. It's been a crazy day. Guys, I'm going to tell y'all everything that's going on. It looks like it's gone way downhill. My daughter's turning in assignments. Is today Monday already? I thought it was Sunday. What is she doing turning in assignments today? God, that might be the assignment that brings you up to straight A's. Alright. I'm right here. I'm not going to even cut y'all off. I don't care if you'll hear me. We got a lot to talk about today. Hey Siri, text KK.
What do you want to say?
I think she graded the assignment. I think we're good. Let me know, text-wise.
Your message to KK. Okay, it's sent.
It's sent. Alright, that was the one that was going to bring her from straight A's to some shit. So, the teacher had been put on notice on Thursday by the principal. You know me. I'm a jackass. So, anyway, tonight, Brandon pardoned his son, Hunter Biden. The problem with that pardon is I don't believe you can pardon people for things that they're going to do in the future. Now, I'm going to have to look into this because other people have told me that you can. But I don't believe that you can. I've seen 100% of the hard drive. I watched it all. It took me about 12 hours. Some of the scariest viewing I've ever seen. He broke at least 1,000 laws that would have no statute of limitations. And we know Matt Gaetz had the hard drive because he threw it at the FBI. We know that I had the hard drive because I've already shown y'all. We know that everyone has a hard drive in America. Everyone does. It's all real. So that pardon, that means so little. So little. It's amazing he did it right now, too. He pardoned him from the tax deal. He pardoned him from the gun deal. But you know what? He can't pass a drug test. There's no way Hunter can stay sober enough to pass a drug test every week for 6 months. 6 months, not versus 6 years, right? So, there's a big situation. F. Joe Biden. Someone tell me if we're live here. I know we're getting a big delay here. My apologies. All right, the number one thing is there's over 1,000 crimes that they can now charge him with. Kash Patel could charge him with, and maybe Trump's gonna be too scared. I know they're all on the same team, but there's more than 1,000 crimes that he could still be charged with that don't have any type of statute of limitations on them. I've seen them. I know there's no statute of limitations on these crimes. So he could be put into prison for the rest of his life or be put into court so the Biden family loses all of their money. All of their money. Now, I was wondering where Lois was tonight. I've got DPS helicopters and 2 drones above her property tonight, actually. Yes, I'm running the DPS and the Sheriff's Department now in your county. The last one you ever want to fuck with was me. And so you have 2 FLIR, forward-looking infrared helicopters, DPS, courtesy of me. You've got 2 drones. I'm sure they've already found what they were looking for based on the phone call I already got, that they need a close family member. And Miss Lois, if I'm wrong, tell me. Come on and tell me I'm wrong. Where are you? Tell me I'm wrong. I've been in touch with the sheriff 150 times today. The sergeant of DPS, that zone, about 50 times today. And as you know, there are 2 choppers above your house and 2 drones above your house. And those FLIRs, they don't miss much. Now, they did recently call me and ask for an update. They refused to give me one. After working with me for a day and a half, they said that they needed the next person. I don't see her online. She's always the first one online. What happened? They needed a family member. I said, well, sir, this is what I know. If anyone has Jerome's home address, city, daughter's name, last name, spelling, anything, Lois, I want you to tell me what happened out there. What happened tonight? I saw your text, but I was busy. Yes, I brought the DPS out there. I brought the drones out there. You F around me and you find out, right? But you should have known that. You've been around here for a couple years now, right? I can't believe you're not here tonight. You're always first. I hope you show up and tell me what's going on. Or are you arrested for some reason? Why would you be arrested? Why did the sheriff just call me and tell me he can't update me? Because he's been updating me for 2 days now. And all of a sudden, he can't update me. Manchester, I did see it. That's old bullshit news, Spanky. Yes, everyone saw that. Boy, you've been tricked again, right? Spanky. Come on. It looks like there's like pieces coming off of it. Looks like the continents. Speaking of that video has been around for about 5 days now. It was proven to be false information. It was already proven. It's a joke that poor Spanky Cool that I thought was smart knows what's going on, right? Yeah, I already, you know how quick I can pull that video up? I was going to show y'all, but I thought it was so ridiculous. So ridiculous. I'm sure one of your wonderful channels that doesn't do clickbait gave it to you, right? I'm talking about serious business. Where's Lois tonight? Where's Lois? Lois, are you out there? I'm not mad at you. I'm just trying to figure out what happened to Jerome and his van. And why the sheriff's department has been on the phone with me all day long. And why I have 2 DPS choppers with FLIR over your house. And why I had to put 2 drones over your house. Obviously, you don't know what kind of pool. Wrong guy. Wrong guy. Wrong person. And you to tell them that me and Teresa talked about Jerome ordering a pizza at 2 a.m.? Well, that was laughable. Me and the sheriff and the DPS sergeant were laughing about it. Talking about grasping at straws, right? What we need to do is find out who lives next to you and brought those quesadillas over and why you sent me this 20-page text. You know they have it all. They have everything. Where are you? I just wanted to see where she was. That was all. I already know where she is. The sheriff's department told me that they couldn't talk to me directly anymore. They needed the next to kin. You know how mad I am right now? If I find out what jail or prison? Guys, my father was the engineer and architect for Wind Resorts for 33 years. Not by happenstance. 33 years. And I'll make it a nightmare in there. I'll make it a nightmare. I'll just push that button and call in every favor I've got. And I've got a lot of them. That's where there's 2 DPS helicopters over your house, or there was. I think they already found what they were looking for, and 2 drones. And you have the audacity to lie about a pizza? A pizza delivery? What are you, 100 miles from a town at 2 in the morning? I think the game is up, man. The game is up. Well, that means you couldn't get a job with your first degree. There's 2 kinds of attorneys too, right? There's the ones that wanted to be attorneys their whole lives. And there's the ones that couldn't get a job with a master's degree and had to go get a law license just to get a job as a teacher. So don't tell me how it works. I'll tell you how it works as usual. That's why I'm here. I was just hoping Lois would come on and tell me what happened to my choppers. The sheriff's department's already figured out whatever they need to figure out. I'm afraid that I might have bad news for you guys tomorrow. I'm hoping not. I'm hoping I'm wrong. But how many times have I been wrong? How many times have I been wrong? Not very many. I've been wrong before, for sure. This is one of the times I pray I'm dead wrong. I was hoping Lois could show up and tell me what happened. Did they find anything? If it was a cat, and I was speaking right to the DPS, also the Texas Rangers, also the Sheriff's Department. I took it over the Sheriff's Department's head just in case they were compromised. Okay? You guys don't know who you're fucking with. So the Rangers and DPS came in with FLIR, and I already know they found what they were looking for. And I don't even want to speculate on what that was. Don't even want to speculate, because they called me looking for his daughter or close kin, and they wouldn't talk to me anymore. So I think we all know it's Let's make it cool. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's been a long day, man. Long day, long night. You know, and I love you. You know that. Last thing I want to do is have anything happen to any of you guys. I'm just wondering why Lois chose not to come on. Or did she choose it? I'm guessing she didn't choose shit. Right? This is the saddest day of my 5-year YouTube career for sure. You know, I don't know what happened. Maybe I'm off and maybe nothing's happening. Jerome's on a desert island enjoying himself somewhere without his dog or his truck, right? But anyway, just to make sure, I put 2 DPS choppers and 2 drones on top of it, and I got a call that I didn't like, where they were being all nice to me, and now they're not being nice to me at all. They treat me more legally, not like I've done anything, like they have to treat me before the next of kin is notified. So, I just want y'all to know what I've been doing all day. I'm exhausted, more so mentally than physically, probably. It's just, I have talked to the Sheriff's Department, DPS, etc., Texas Rangers. They were doing a whole dogs, the whole deal. I already know they found what they were looking for. They did and I've taught y'all about this. I didn't think we could get a warrant till Monday, but obviously they know more about this lady than we do. They got a geofence warrant to find out where that phone had beeped from and where it was going on that phone number alone. Oh! So they went right to it. And then we had the FLIR, and they actually waited till after dark. Maybe that helps the infrared out. I don't know. Also, 2 Sheriff's Department drones, the helicopters for DPS. And I don't know the setup out there. I've never been there. Hope to never go there. All I can think is, what a terrible situation. I never gave them each other's information, and I always refuse to give all y'all any information because of things like this. This is not a dating service, okay? I'm here to give y'all information about volcanoes tonight, about earthquakes tonight, etc. So let's go on with that. And if Miss Lois comes on, I would love to hear. Why you're not on first as usual, and why you would lie and say that me and Teresa said a pizza man came at 2 o'clock. You're 100 miles from the closest town. I don't want to get into it. Anyway, I did everything I could do. I won't sleep well tonight, but I'm exhausted. If anyone wants to give me a super chat or buy me a cup of coffee for all the work I've done, and it's not a reward, trust me. It's not a reward this time. But you know what? No, I would have done it for any one of you two. Any one of you guys too. And there's not another YouTuber in the world would have done what I did. Not one. Not probably that could have. So anyway, I don't know why Lois is not on. Right? I don't know why Lois is not on. Or maybe I do. I was hoping, Lois, you would tell us what happened. I really was. Because I really don't know. All of a sudden, the sheriff's department DPS went from my best friend to my not worst enemy. Just, sir, we can't discuss the case with you anymore. And you know what that tells me? Oh boy, did I get mad tonight, guys. Did I get mad when she told them and texted me, and I got Teresa to call both the sheriff and the DPS and Rangers back to out of Illinois, just to, hey, make sure that they knew that we never talked to the board about any pizza being delivered. That's bullshit. When you start making up stories, well, you decide. All right, I guess Jerome won't be guessing tonight. I'm just thinking that I've got a really good feeling here about that. All right, let's figure out how many volcanoes are erupting currently. Wow, is all I can say is wow. I'm barely here physically, mentally, guys. So, any cup of coffee or super chat, I'm not asking for your pity. I'm asking to pull me out of this. I'll count these 4. And you guys do your best. We went up to 73. And that was the highest we've ever been yesterday. It was a tie of the highest we've ever been. So I'm going to keep counting. $40. 50. 60. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Down to 69. Clayton Childman in the house. Down to 69, guys. I'm afraid y'all are going to be getting a guess out of Jerome. It's not my fault. I told him not to go. If y'all think it's my fault that all the DPS choppers and drones hit the ground, well, you know what? It's not. They made those decisions. They had $1 million worth of search on that today, right? But we say, Clayton, good to see you, man. Great guess. Great guess. Can y'all believe it went from 73 to 69? That's kind of wild, right? All right, so it's the weekend. What do we know about the weekend in Canada? They don't work. Well, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, or Monday. They just don't go to work. Gosh, I wish Lois was on here to help me with some of my questions because I'm not on the ground over there and I have no idea. They could have found him. He could be safe, right? Ha ha. I mean, I just want to know what the latest and greatest is, right? The pizza thing was awful. Awful. You think he ordered a pizza at 2 a.m. and you heard I gave him the recording, of course. You heard James tell Teresa that online? That's going to be another lie. Another lie. Everybody's working for the weekend, girl. All right. Let's look at some big quakes. Now we had one down here at South Sandwich Island at 4.9. a bigger 5-0 here. Kind of jetting around here. A lot happening right south of Mexico City here. We have Guadalajara, Honduras, El Salvador, all awakening with volcanoes. Then we'll jump over into Miramar, all this Indonesia, Sumatra, all the volcanoes and magma moving under this area. This all came from this caldera up here. What I will say is, notice how there's no earthquakes on the biggest caldera on planet Earth here. At least not 4.0s or bigger. That's encouraging. That's encouraging. A 5-0 here. Back to a 4-0 here. 4-0 here. A 4-3 here. This is Zealandia Rising. Most of you guys know what that is, so we're not going to pull it up. Right on top of New Caledonia, as you can see. And there's one awakening right here. Magma movement under all that area here. All the way through the Philippines. Actually up to Taiwan. The plates don't meet here. The plates don't meet here either. That's the Philippines. We gave the Philippines ATCMS missiles, and they were so afraid of China, they gave them back 2 days later. Who gives back missiles with 5,500-mile ranges? I mean, they're in lock by China. They're down in lock. So then Japan, right? I did a report, if y'all watched it by yourselves or individually, if you will, on all the volcanic ranges moving in this area and all the nuclear ports or nuclear facilities they're building here. I mean, just in this man's head, it makes no sense whatsoever. I see a huge volcanic ridge here. Japan's volcanic island. I see another huge volcanic ridge here. These are all volcanoes here. Every dot you see, there's another, 10,000? This is a volcanic ridge moving right into where they just got through building the new facilities. The whole thing. Up. Let me go. Let me put this on hold. All right. All right, I might get another call here in a second. Might get another call in a second. A lot of people don't know what's going on, sounds like. So, we'll just keep going with our report. That's all we can do. If I get another call back, it could be my daughter. So I have to take these calls. And we'll continue. All right, so we've had a lot of activity around the North American Pacific, Eurasia plate, Indonesian plate here. And that all runs into, of course, Japan. Look at that. A new volcano awakening there. And, well, we've got more crap happening here. All right, guys, that was the Deputy Director of the Department of Public Safety. Whew. Talk about your heart beating. They've got a couple of hits with their flares, but it's gotten too dark. So they're going to go out tomorrow, and they're going to actually look at this neighbor's property as well. That supposedly brought over the quesadillas, and they know all about the other person dying in Lois's driveway a few weeks ago. And at this point, I don't know. If Jerome does show up, I'm going to drive and beat his ass, okay? If he shows up, this is so stressful for me. Can you guys hear me? Can you guys hear me? That was the director. He was such a smart guy. He said they had several hits, but it's too dark to get there. So they're going out in the morning. And I will say that they don't know what to say, man. I can tell. They know there's something going on here, or they wouldn't be. They'll be out there at 6 in the morning. That was them retiring at 11:30 at night. So, I don't know if Lois has anything to do with this. I would guess not. Just guess. But, you know, I never gave them contact information. So I didn't hook them up. However they got hooked up is their business, right? So I never did that. That's why I never want to hook any of y'all up. This is not a dating platform, okay? Not a dating platform. So they're going back out in the morning to look at 5 or 6 spots that it was just too deep, but they got some flare hits. He was acting like he was teaching me. But the last ping off the phone was from that property. And they even looked for digging equipment. He explained everything to me that he could have been buried with. There's no digging equipment. They're going to do the other gentleman's property tomorrow. So they're leaving no stone unturned here. I don't know what to think. I'm in a complete loss. I feel like I've been through hell in a handbag. So we're going to just keep going on with this, if that's cool with you guys, right? I'm going to turn them all on here. And if anyone, look at the GNC, where I think that 10.0 is going to actually originate from. And, you know, what I'm thinking is this is going to be the biblical tsunami, i.e. grab your coats, run for the highest hills. The 10.0 earthquake they talk about in the Bible is going to happen here off the coast of Greece and Turkey here. That's going to take out the 7 armies surrounding what? Surrounding, of course, we know Jerusalem or Israel at this point, right? So you can see it already building up there, just as Syria is about to fall. Is it Aleppo has fallen completely, even the international airport there. That was their largest town. Damascus is the capital, but not the largest town in Syria. Now the largest town has fallen. And of course, those are U.S., UN, and Turkish troops. I'm just telling y'all what they are. I might get in trouble for telling y'all the truth, but that's what I do. They did say that Lois, they don't suspect that she looks like she's been through hell. So maybe she has nothing to do with this. Maybe, I don't know at this point. I don't know. If she didn't have the dog with her, I would have thought he was driving the country again, right? It said, if y'all know Jerome, he would never leave that dog with anyone. He wouldn't even let it sleep outside of his truck if he did. And if he does call me tomorrow, heck, I hope they make him pay the $1 million worth of money they spent. Stovall, you missed a whole lot. A whole lot. A whole lot. You know what? I don't even know what you've missed. No one really does. Jerome has disappeared from, all I know is Lois's front driveway. I talked to him about 1:30 that night. They said that he was gone by 6 a.m. And they said somehow the dog got into Lois's house and she's keeping the dog now, which doesn't make any sense. He better hope that, he's not screwing up. But this will be the first 2 days in 4 years that he hasn't commented on my videos, and that's going on 3 days really. So first 3 days in 2 years he hasn't commented on the videos. So something has occurred. I have no idea what could have occurred after I spoke to him. I just know that that dog keeps him warm in that van, and he had 3 sleeping bags, and the dog was in the bag when I talked to him and they were going to bed. I just don't see Lois ended up with that damn dog. Luckily, I got a little pool in Texas still, right? Luckily. Most people don't have the pool I have anywhere in the world. All right, we do have some activity earthquake-wise here off the west side of the biggest caldera on planet Earth. That's going to be called the Xinjiang, and it's a huge volcano. It was only stopped by the Himalayan mountains. It actually formed. The last explosion is where China made their boundary. Before that, it formed Burma, it formed Laos, Cambodia, Vietnam, Thailand. But the last explosion is where they actually made their hard line in the sand. That's the country of China, and these are the provinces of China through here. No one lives over here. No one. About 90% of the country lives between. Yep, you gotta zoom in to see Hong Kong, the biggest city in the world, right? Gotta zoom in to see Hong Kong right here, and then Shanghai. Gotta zoom in to see Shanghai up here. Unbelievable, right? Gotta zoom in to see those cities, but you can see all the other cities with no problem. Like Tenerife, and, well, you get the idea. Hope he's on the phone. I just had 2 choppers and 2 drones over the property for about 3 hours. They have some hits that they're going to hit in the morning. These guys are nice as shit. I won't lie to you. So, I don't know. I have no idea. If he turns up safe, I'm going to take my $4,000 Luke Casey ostrich boot and stick it up his ass. And not in a fun way either, right? Not in a fun way. I want to point out all the action down here we already know about. This gets a little boring at this point, right? Hope he's on the phone. He's not on the phone. Phone's dead now. They did get their last ping from her property. That's why they can't figure it out. They've got the latest and greatest. They've got drones. They've got DPS helicopters. They're trying to... They can't even figure out. Based on what Miss Lois told them, they can't even figure out what's going on. They're at a loss, right? It scares me that she said that we said that he ordered a pizza. I said, sir, and I texted him and the DPS and the sheriff back. I said, sir, we would have never said that. It's still up live. Nothing's been edited out. That's BS, right? We never said that he ordered pizza at 2 a.m. trying to bring someone else into it, which bothered me, scared me. But you know what? If it's all said and done and she just old and senile and doesn't know, and maybe it was a neighbor, or maybe we discussed it couldn't be a cat because the van would still be there. I don't get it. No one gets this one. They've got 3 agencies on this one. They've got the Rangers, DPS, and the Sheriff's Department, and they're all in contact with me, so they're all working together. And if they ever thought that I was involved, they don't anymore. So, all right, let's see what we got here. The old USA. It's going to be a little bit north of the USA in Canada. Miramichi, Canada. Y'all help me with that. 5 kilometers of depth. Pretty suspicious looking quake there. That's even more so. Kansas is probably going to be fracking. Let me zoom in. I can tell you if it's fracking. Watch this. You know, see all these oil sites here? These are all oil pads. I don't know if y'all know what they look like, but of course I do. These are all oil pads right here with roads to the oil pads. So these are all oil pads here. This is going to be a fracking earthquake right here. Just FYI. I knew that we were drilling in that part of Kansas. I'm still drilling, even though I'm sitting here. I need to quit drilling. Drill, baby, drill. These are all fracking. This is all fracking West Texas. Up here, this is really going to be real close to Yellowstone here. They're going to call it, we're going to zoom in. Yellowstone's really here. So this is really the Green River caldera. This is going to be right on top of Mount St. Helens. I mean, on top of it. Looks like there's 2, maybe more. St. Helens. We'll hit this and move this over. Just 2. The other one is a 1-3, and this is right on the cusp of Mount St. Helens. All right. Now we'll have a little contest. No giveaways tonight. Oh shit. Y'all saw it. Y'all probably didn't see it. I'm not going to guess because I did see it. If anyone wants to guess how, and if you saw it, try to be real. How many volcanoes popped off on the Cobb Mountain geothermal facility. It's called the Geysers facility, owned by Calpine Energy today, in the last 24 hours. How many? We won't worry about how much money you work for there. Just how many popped off. No one wants to guess? 38's a good guess. 53's a good guess. I think Tiffany saw it. You saw it, Tiff. 45. Carlito Kush, I did a whole video on it. What I said is there's 100 more crimes on that hard drive that he can be prosecuted for that have no statute of limitations, because I had the whole drive, and so does all of Congress. Remember, Matt Gaetz threw it at him when they said they couldn't find it. He goes, I got it right here, and threw it at the FBI. Stupid agent. Don't fuck around. Everyone's got the hard drive. There's over 1,000 more crimes that he would do life in prison for that are on that drive, even with a pardon, that don't have a statute of limitations, right? Of course, everyone's working together here, and that means Biden and Trump and all the cronies. I'm going to start trying to prove, I'm not going to have to try, of course. I'm going to prove that Trump is a master degree Freemason, and that this is all part of the Jesuits' plan. I mean, I hate to tell you all that. Y'all be like, oh, James is stupid, or I'm going to leave the channel. Why don't y'all at least let me try to prove it to you first? That's really all I ask. And you're welcome to ask me any questions. We're not going to do it tonight. We'll do it tomorrow. How's that? We'll do it tomorrow. I'm so interested to see what Kash Patel is going to do, because he's a badass. Yep, they're all connected. It was 36. I'm sorry. I'm still thinking about everything. I wonder why Lois didn't come on, or if there's nothing going on. Maybe because I put 2 choppers and 2 drones over her property, right? Well, hey, I would do, you know what? I would have done that for any of you guys as well, right? Any of you guys as well. So, the one good thing from hanging out with James on World News Report today is that, hey, if something happens to you, we will digress with FLIR in several ways, with several groups, as soon as possible. And hey, a good guy to have on your side, trust me, right? Very good. We say healing in the house. So, not much happening in the LA area. Not really. Not really. If you ask Earthmaster, poor Miss Galago, I want to tell her he like draws a line here. I'm like, it's the San Andreas fault line. Or he draws a silly line. He doesn't even know the main factors of what's going on. Like, as in, well, I'll show y'all. The main factors as in what's going on, as in, he really doesn't even know the Garlock West, Garlock Central, and Garlock East fault here that plays the biggest role in this disconnection of 2 faults. This is a North American plate, Pacific plate boundary that's not connected over the Sea of Cortez right here. And let me tell you, that's what's causing all this over LA. That's what's causing all this over Cyrillus, Ridgecrest, and Little Lake, right? I show you every day. He circles his, like there's some kind of swarm that he doesn't understand. If you put in Walker Lane, I mean, I don't want to call someone out, so I'll just move on. Right? It's just he has to make videos, and he's dedicated his channel to a few types of videos, and that's, well, really screwed him up. Although YouTube will still feed him more views than God because he's a fat, disenfranchised loser, right? But people like me, we gotta fight for our views. Fight for the right to party. But he'll put one out about a 3.2 on the San Andreas fault line. It'll get 1 million hits. The whole thing's ridiculous. The whole thing's ridiculous. And remember, the pendulum's going to swing. All those jobs are going to go to conservatives. They're going to take all the filters off my channel like they already almost have. Then what's going to happen? What's going to happen then? Well, I think y'all know what's going to happen. All the LGBT, just like what happened in Georgia, really? I spelled it the right way for the dumb people. I know. It's spelled the same way as the country. And if you can't understand that we're talking about a country versus your state, well, you should move to another state, right? So there is no fires anywhere in Canada because of all the heavy snowpack. Y'all probably seen the snow. We do need to look at a snow map here. Did we get one super chat all day long? No, not one. Boy, if I need one anytime, it's today, guys. Or a cup of coffee. Either one will light us up. Alright, these are all out. I think this one's still running over here. Yep, 3,700 acres, not touched yet. The rest of them are all out, 100% out. Trill, 95% out, 100% out. If we move into the Los Angeles, California area, remember yellow? Look how many new fires there are. These people are nuts out there, man. What they do is they flick their joints out. See how they're all on roads? If you zoom in, they're going to all be on roads. They flip their joints and their cigarettes out, and they start fires. That's just what happens. So, right. Just what happens. If we zoom in a little bit more, these are all the fires that have been burning since yesterday in red and white here. So everything in yellow and white started today. And y'all haven't seen my story. You have. The people in South Central, they're tearing down the fire hydrants for the brass inside of them. So they decided to weld the screws shut. And when they did that, the people stole equipment from the construction sites in the area and tore them down. So the water also spilled out just to get that little brass out of there to sell it at a, metal recycling center for 10, 20, 30 bucks. Enough for their next crack pipe, right? So you can see Palmdale, Kim Kardashian right here, Lancaster and Palmdale. They got the same problem up there, a bunch of jackasses. You can see they're always on roads. I don't think you'll ever find one. Let's see if this one's not on a road. Nope. You zoom back in, it's right on a road as usual. It's always a human. There's no lightning. That's how you know it's a human. Now look at the LA area. Talk about, job security. Talk about LA, right? All right, Landsat. Everything here is 1,000 acres or bigger. We've got some stuff up near Boston. Go figure. I've always told you all about that. These red lines here are our new Landsat. You can see them 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Landsat. Whoa! The whole room turns red. Scared the piss out of me. I'm still upset. I'm talking damn deep. When you're talking to like a sergeant DPS, and you know he can snap his fingers and come get you. I ain't done shit, but you're still talking to people with a lot of pulling power, right? And if they've got 2 drones and 2 choppers of FLIR, and they're headed back out at 6 in the morning, they were giving me an update, man. That was pretty nice of them. I won't lie. And I was hoping Miss Lois would come on and tell us what was going on. She thinks I told on her. All I did is say that my friend's missing, and the last place he was seen is in front of your home. So that's not telling on you. Although your text message was freaky, you have his dog now, and there was another man in the background that I could hear, and you said that he brought over breakfast quesadillas and the van was gone. But I talked to Jerome at 2 a.m. and he was just bedding down with his dog next to him. So everything's hard for me to believe. I almost have to see it to believe it, and then I hardly believe it at that point. You can see Landsat coming over 3 times. Landsats are new. This all goes here. There's fires everywhere. But you know what? We've lost a lot of the fires. We really have. With all the cold, crisp fronts. You can see south of the Himalayan islands, Himalayan mountains here, we have a bunch of fires. North of that, we got that caldera that's pretty much behaving tonight. Incredibly. All right, as far as Jerome, no news is good news in my reckoning, right? Look at all of the problems around the Great Lakes. And you can see that warning coming up around here, around Florida. This is going to be a small craft advisory. See one here is, well, this looks like there's a fire here. That's a air hazard warning here. I would expect a fire there, but when I pick, like, I'll just pick here randomly. Look, it should all say hazardous weather outlook. See how it's tan? I'll go back. It's not tan. It's tan here, but I can go randomly anywhere. I'll just pick another good spot. Look, what is going on with the national? Look, I told y'all what's going on with the National Weather Service. They've started to lie to the public. I hate that. I hate when that happens. They've always been my go-to forever. This is today. Looks like there's a little something close to Tiffany, a little bit north of Tiff, North Dakota, South Dakota, Minnesota. Let's see, Iowa, Michigan. Looks like it's getting just killed. And got a little something down here. A little something down here. Tomorrow, we got some snow through Illinois, Indiana, into Kentucky. And then all of Michigan's going to be hit hard snow. Boy, they can't take much more. And look, this is I-90 coming up from Ohio to PA. Gosh, that's heavy snow tomorrow. Remember, they were guesstimating 63 more inches of snow here. Look at this. Those people haven't been out of their cars. They're all gone. Okay, it's been 2-3 days. They're gone. You know what gone means, right? And then look, it's still snowing on I-90 up here. It's not like they lived through this or anything, right? Y'all get that, right? Y'all get that. When it's 100 miles, 200 miles of backed up traffic, and this is the 6 days today of heavy snow, they run out of gas, and if they don't, the snow gets so high, it actually backs up their pipe, and then they do get carbon monoxide poisoning, period, right? All right. All right, bad air quality. Super bad over in the valley, guys. Super bad in the Southern Valley. I can't say I know what's causing this. This is someone's home here. A 211. Someone's home there, right there in the Central Valley. And then look around Los Angeles. I'm guessing this is going to be, of course, all the volcanoes, all the volcanic islands off the coast here, and all the volcanoes here in the Baja, all the volcanoes here in the Salton Sea, Sea of Cortez. Catalina Island is a volcano, for instance. And then I think we're having some earthquake activity right here where Mammoth Mountain is. See this? So I think that's what we're seeing here. And then we're having some more near Reno. Look at that. All this earthquake. I think it's going to actually be some sort of gases being released by earthquakes because we have no fires there. All right, taking a look at so just 10 parts per million, increase your lung cancer percentage by 36%. That's 126. Let's just say we got some real bad air quality over in all of California and downtown Las Vegas as well. Just 10 parts per million, not 106. Puts you in a bad situation. And none of the air quality is great all through the Central Plains here. I guess, is that turned off? They turned it off for whatever reason. I don't like that. The reason I don't like them turning it off here is because right around the ones that are turned off, we see fires, and then we see 112, and some of the other ones here, 65, etc. You can see it shoot up. There are some fires there. All right. This is PM 2.5. We're going to put it on. I want y'all to watch it come out of, I'm watching the time, I want y'all to watch it come out of the 4 or 5 volcanoes here. That's Catalina Island there. That's pushing all that PM2 up into the valley of Los Angeles. Everyone that's enjoying their day at Catalina Island is sucking up the deadliest particulate known to man. Good times. I saw the snow game. I went up and watched it at the club. It was good, man. You know, snow is not that cold, but that football feels hard, doesn't it? And they really cut off all the PM 2.5 that was being produced out of this area, but Catalina Islands is just killing the Los Angeles Valley area. Killing it like nobody's tomorrow. Alright, this is what we've got really going on here. We've got some activity in the, north of the Northeast. And I know we have a lot of players in the house from up in Canada, Nova Scotia, etc. We also have this front. I'm going to put this in motion. Coming inbound, this will be our next large. I'm looking for a tropical disturbance here. You heard me? Watch this. I'm the only one looking for it. See it? See it? Just watch. Let's see if AI picks it up. And this is spinning the wrong way, counterclockwise. You can see it right here. Look below Cuba there. Look. You know I'm going to be right. There's going to be a late hurricane that moves into the Gulf here. It's going to be next week. Y'all remember I said this because I seem to be the only one with any common sense anymore. This is all hitting BC up here. At least it's hitting a little bit further north, but there's another eye, 2 or 3 storms here. It's all spinning counterclockwise, which means they're lows. They're hurricanes, if you will. And same with this, with winds above hurricane level there. Pardon me. Alright, what I will do is update this real quickly. Miss Teresa, I'm watching. Hey, thank y'all for joining us. I'm sorry about the cut and go. If it was you guys, I'd be doing the same thing, right? Same thing. I'm probably the only person in Texas that could have gotten 200-300 people out on that property. And if Lois, if you're mad at me, it's not that I blame you for anything, except for the pizza comment, and why you send me 2 pages of text, and why do you have my friend's dog? But with that said, hey, my dad's gotten senile in his old age, and maybe you don't know what's going on either. Alright, so nothing's going on there. I had everyone write me from everywhere around the world. It's like my 5th email I've gotten today. Look, there's been not even an M flare in 7 days. Not one M flare in 7 days. If I don't report something, it's because I check 5 times a day, guys. Y'all know me. If it's at 4 in the morning, I'll pull my ass out of bed and go put it down on film for you guys. That's who I am. I'm here to be the first and the most accurate person as far as news in every way, shape, and manner. The same with this, right? Same with this. I can show you a 7-day of this. That's the only time we had a 4, 6, 7 in 7 days. I got like 20 emails in 2 days. Are you not reporting space weather? Because we're getting pounded down here. No, you're not. I'm looking at Italian models. I'm looking at European models. I'm looking at U.S. models. I'm looking at South Brazilian models. You're not getting pounded anywhere. It's just no space weather, period. That's it. All right, Miss Teresa. Let me see if I can find my phone. Hopefully Miss Teresa's still with us, and she will call us and bless us with a reading. I know we need one, or I need one tonight. Hopefully it'll be the best reading I've ever had. I always thought Jerome would outlive us all. Starting to have my doubts. They've also said that, just you guys also know, before we do this, they said that STO's gone down and they won't be able to fix it, STO, till the first quarter of 2025 or second quarter. So all we get is to the 26th. That's scary as shit. And they've also said that their new Core 1 that totally sucks is going to be what they have to depend on. I mean, I already told you I bet it sucked. James Kaufman, World News Report today. Who am I speaking with?
Hi, James. It's Teresa.
Hey, Miss Teresa. How are you tonight?
Oh, you know.
Yeah. It's been a weird day for James.
Very.
And
Well, this
Miss
is
Teresa.
the prayer that I've been saying, since we were on the phone yesterday. And I'm just asking our Father in heaven to send His protective angels down upon those who are out and about, traveling, preserve them from any accidents, harm, or injury, and give alertness to those who serve in whatever sectors in life that they're doing, and he is a missionary of sorts. He feels that that's his calling, and so we're just asking for him in our prayers as he goes from place to place, and we hope so to a safe end.
Guys,
It's all mindful.
He's got 3 containers worth, I mean like storage units, and he loads his van up and goes on trips just to give things away to the homeless. I'm just letting y'all know what he does. And that's a fact. I've seen him do it 10 times. So
Remember he was always talking about his birthday being 7/17, and it was like almost 2 years ago that we were talking, and he was, feeling that he was called to do whatever he was called to do. And I told him I'd bake him some bread and send it to him, and it was a post office box in Gaylord, Michigan. I don't know the man, but you become aware of people that you have on your chat here, James.
well, you know what? I let him sit. I let him sleep in my house, and never. I read people like a book. After 12,000 oil and gas deals from people, even in prison, I'd have to go do deals with. Okay, and over in France, I go do deals with them. Didn't matter. I had to do the deal because you have to have 100% of the people signed up. The hard part is if it's an Indian tribe, all the chiefs have to sign. But there's a lot of incentive, or I'll make sure there's a lot of incentive for them to sign. Let me say what I've learned about people is I learned that someone like Jerome has only the best intentions. I was never afraid to sleep with him in my home. I always try to make sure that maybe he didn't get to enjoy the type of shit I did, so we went and got steaks every night. And he was invited back for the 24th, 25th, 26th, those 3 nights. Promised him 3 steak and lobsters. And that was recently, this week. And I don't know what occurred. I will say, if he is screwing around, which I don't, he's been sober for 22 years, guys. And I had him here, and I was drinking from him, and he wouldn't take anything. Nothing. Totally sober. It would flabbergast me, okay?
And you said he was an excellent house guest.
Oh, God, I would get up at 10, and he would have been cleaning the house for 3-4 hours. He said, you don't owe me nothing. I said, well, let me buy you a steak and a lobster tonight. And, boy, he was excited to have it.
So he was showing you his gratitude for you opening your home to him in his way and what he could do.
So that picture you sent me, that's where I was still sleeping. He's in my extra room, and one wall is pure mirror. And what he did is, if you look, he's on the bed. Very nice, expensive room, expensive marble tables, 120-inch TV. He's sitting on the bed and he takes that picture of himself. I was like, I didn't take a picture of Jerome. He took that. Take a look at Jared's picture. He took that picture himself while he was sitting in.
On a previous years ago trip that he was taking, he was traveling to do what he felt called to do, and
guys, y'all don't know this, but he went all the way down to North Carolina after the storm. Gave his kayak away, gave all of his stuff away. He had 6 tents, gave all 6 tents away. He thinks it helps people a lot more than it does, and I hate to be a jackass like that, but you know what? He's giving away everything he's got, okay? So you can't look down on that, period.
well, I talked to him on the phone, but that was 3 or 4 phones ago, and I didn't have his current phone number.
Right.
So I have no idea,
Well, it's even hard for me to keep up with him, and I'm hoping that something weird happened. This is what I'm hoping happened. I've only got one more dream that his daughter is in trouble with the snow in Michigan, and he decided to bail and see if he could get up there and help her, right? Because I know she was in.
If anybody, knows his family,
What town did you say that was the last town that you mailed to?
Gaylord is the post office.
I've heard that.
I baked homemade bread and mailed it to him for his birthday a year ago, July.
Yeah. And guys, I've torn bread with the guy too, and you know what? I slept soundly with him next to me. Every time I woke up, there was a microwave I didn't even think was able to be cleaned, and he had it cleaned. He's like, hey man, I had to clean that damn microwave. I was like, well, you just earned yourself another steak? No! I was just trying to, do something. But there's never, ever was rude. Never, ever nothing. He was with me for about 4 days. He's a man on the go, if y'all understand what that means. So he wants to keep going, giving, doing whatever he's going to do.
And you can't talk him out of it. You're going to say, no, this is not the time to be doing that. It's not safe.
He wouldn't listen to you.
He wouldn't.
He wouldn't listen to you. That's not Jerome. So, but you know what? Let's hope that the Bible opens up in the right place and gives us something about. If y'all think I've had an easy day. That was my 400th call. 400th call. And I can't believe I was able to mobilize that much manpower. I just hope.
I applaud you, James, for going above and beyond. Above and beyond.
Can you believe they called me when they were done? They said they have 12 spots of interest for tomorrow, and they're going to arrive at 12. Probably shouldn't even say that on air, but...
well, if Mike's here, tell him to put on the scanner and listen for any news.
Well, anyone can download the scanner for that county on your phone, guys. I should have done that. That would have been kind of cool to run the background. San Sabo County is a free scan, so we could have heard the sheriff's department and everything going on. Someone should have told me that earlier. I really dropped the ball on that one. My apologies. I got a lot going on.
No kidding.
Not only am I sheriff's department, I got DPS and Texas Rangers too. So, and I don't think they ever thought I was involved. I really don't. I think that they decided where the phone was, or they wouldn't have put that many assets in the area.
You know that feeling in your stomach and you just can't breathe? It's
It's there.
Not a good feeling.
It's there. What I decided is I didn't think they could get a geofence till Monday morning because lots of judges won't get their ass up to sign it. But obviously, at least we gave them enough information, so they did that. And now all we can do is hope that everything turns out right. Although at this point, I don't see how it could. And if it did, I'd probably track him down and beat him up. in a nice way, with a belt.
Like what Jared said, remember, it's the end of the month. He probably just ran out of data. He's got to wait for his first of the month check to come and be deposited, and then he can go get another card or whatever, however that works for his phone.
But he wouldn't have left his door.
So I was trying to go with Jared really hard.
But you're too smart for that, like I am.
I got 1 John 1.
Is it John 1 or 1 John?
Well, it's John 1.
Because sometimes it's 1 John 11. So I don't know how this works. I'll learn as we go, guys. All right. The Word became flesh.
In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. He was with God in the beginning. Through him all things were made. Without him nothing was made that has been made. In him was life, and that life was the light of all men. The light shines in the darkness, but the darkness has not understood it. There came a man who was sent from God, and his name was John. He came as a witness to testify concerning that light, so that through him all men believe. He himself was not in the light. He came only as a witness to the light. The true light that gives light to every man was coming into this world. He was in the world, and though the world was made through him, the world did not recognize him. He came to that which was his own, but his own did not receive him. Yet to all who received him, to those who believed in his name, he gave the right to become children of God, children born not of natural descent, nor of human decision or a husband's will, but born of God. The Word became flesh and made his dwelling amongst us. We have seen this glory, the glory of the one and the only, who came from the Father, full of grace and truth. John testifies concerning him. He cries out, saying, "This was he of whom I said, he who comes after me has surpassed me, because he was before me." From the fullness of his grace, we have all received one blessing after another. For the law was given through Moses' grace, and truth came through Jesus Christ. No one has ever seen God, but God, the one and the only, who is at the Father's side, has made him known. Now this was John's testimony when the Jews of Jerusalem sent priests and Levites to ask him who he was. He did not fail to confess, but confessed freely, "I am not the Christ." They asked him, "Then who are you? Are you Elijah?" He said, "I am not." "Are you a prophet?" He said, "No." Finally they said, "Who are you? Give us an answer to take back to those who sent us. What do you say about yourself?" John replied in the words of Isaiah the prophet, "I am the voice of one calling in the desert, Make straight the way for the Lord." Now some Pharisees who had been sent questioned him, "Why then do you baptize if you are not the Christ, nor Elijah, nor the prophet?" "I baptize with water," John replied, "but amongst you stands one you do not know. He is the one who comes after me, the thongs of those sandals that I am not worthy to untie." This all happened at Bethany on the other side of Jordan, where John was baptizing. The next day, John saw Jesus coming toward him, and he said, "Look, the Lamb of God, who takes away the sin of the world. This is the one I meant when I said, 'A man who comes after me has surpassed me because he was before me.' I myself did not know him, but the reason I came baptizing with water was that he might be revealed to Israel." Then John gave his testimony, "I saw the Spirit come down from heaven as a dove and remain on him. I would not have known him except the one who sent me to baptize with water told me, 'The man on whom you see the Spirit come down and remain is he who will baptize with the Holy Spirit.' I have seen and I testify that this is the Son of God." The next day, John was there again with two of his disciples. When he saw Jesus passing by, he said, "Look, the Lamb of God." When the two disciples heard him say this, they followed Jesus. Turning around, Jesus saw them following and asked in red, "What do you want?" They said, "Rabbi," which means teacher, "where are you staying?" In red, "Come and you will see." So they went and saw where he was staying, and they spent the day with him. It was about the 10th hour. Andrew, Simon, Peter's brother, was the one of the two that heard what John had said and who had followed Jesus. This first thing Andrew did was to find his brother Simon and tell him, "We have found the Messiah, that is the Christ." And he brought him to Jesus. Jesus looked at him and said in red, "You are Simon, son of John. You will be called Cephas," which means, when translated, is Peter. The next day, Jesus decided to leave from Galilee. Finding Philip, he said to him in red, "Follow me." "Philip, the Son of God, you are the King, Son of God, you are the King of Israel." Jesus said in red, "You believe because I told you I saw you under the fig tree. You shall see greater things than that." He then added, "I tell you the truth, you shall see heaven open and the angels of God ascending and descending on the Son of Man." Amen.
Well, I think we're live. It looks like they kicked us off. I was trying to talk to Lois. I'm sure we have a partner or two on this live. Miss Teresa?
Yes, dear.
So we're down to 10% or something. That's okay. There's plenty of time. I'm guessing we're still alive, guys. And I want Lois to know that I'm still in your corner. We're just all trying to figure out what the heck happened, right? When things don't sound right and don't seem to add up, oftentimes, not all the time, but oftentimes, and I said, if I find out that he went off somewhere and didn't well, I don't think he'd leave his dog, but if he did, I'm going to go to wherever he is and I'm going to beat him up. I won't break his jaw or his nose, but I will open hand slap him until he can't stand. And I am that person. Okay?
You know you won't. You're going to put your arms around him and hug him.
No, but I gotta scare him first. Because I'm too old for this shit. Let me just say that. And Lois, I commend you for coming onto the chat, right? I want to say that real quick so everybody knows that. Everybody needs to give Lois a thumbs up for that. That tells me that maybe, I don't know what to think, Miss Lois. Maybe it's this guy that I heard in the background. You just said there was a witness there. Well, these are my cousins and my uncles that are at your house, okay? All those flares above your house, that's all called on by me. Everyone owes me a favor. I gave everyone their first jobs, okay? So, you just said, and I will read it. Let's see if we're still alive. Are we still alive, guys?
Yes, James.
And I don't want any problems for you, right? I was just trying to see. At first, I thought it was a cat, and I did discuss that but the van would be there if it was a cat, right? So then I got worried. Then I'm worried about this neighbor of yours that comes over too early. And then I'm worried about these long texts that you sent me with you having victory. And I'm not after you. This is the last thing I want to do tonight, okay? Or any night of my life. No one does. You still have a lot of love from me and this channel. And you know what? We could be way off, but if it was you, wouldn't you want me to call in the same dogs? Ask yourself that. If it was you and you disappeared, Ms. Lois, and I knew something was not right, would you want me to call in the same people I've called in? Anybody? Y'all all would, wouldn't y'all? Miss Teresa?
You would do that for any one of us. Any one of us.
The funny part is I would, you know. I mean, except for Kathy Sorone, I'm kidding. I'm kidding. I did for you just as much. Because my agreement with God has nothing to do with what you've done or anything like that. It's that I don't know what's going on. And it's kind of, I'm not the king. I'm not the nothing. But if I have the ability to do things that no one else can, as you see I have, then I'm going to pull the button on it when I think it's time to pull the button on it only. And Lois, I know you didn't get any trouble because I had talked to my cousins. They told me that you were fine. You had nothing to do with it. This is coming out of everybody. I know everybody up there now. So you have nothing to fret, however you say it, right? And trust me, they weren't screwing with me. I gave them their first jobs. So they don't think you're involved. Now, what we do need to know is who is this guy with the quesadillas and why was he there at 2 in the morning? And they're going to be back at 6 a.m. I'm not going to lie to you, okay? Choppers, drones, the whole bit, right? So get some sleep if you need to. But if you want to answer any questions, I believe you. After talking to my cousins, I believe you, okay? They believe you. More importantly, they believe you, okay? So I think you're in the clear here. No one's accusing you of anything. We're just trying to all figure out what happened to Jerome, right? Did I push that too hard, anybody?
No, I thought it was very kind and professional.
Well, and they basically cleared you, ma'am. Miss Lois, I know they talked about you sitting in your. Obviously, I'm in close contact in your recliner, and that there was 0% chance you had any wrongdoing in this. But then there's a bunch of hard asses around you, and they're actually going to hit one of their ranches tomorrow that they know about, or properties. And there were some things that they didn't like that they saw that they want to see in the daytime today. But they said that their drones even flew in your barns, and of course I have a full report. And I'm not here to scare you. I was just here to find my friend. That was it. Right? Hopefully you still love the channel and you still love James. Remember, Lois, I would have done the same exact thing for you. The same exact thing. I know you probably thought it was overkill, and I'm sure, heck, I was on pencils. You probably were more so, but you saw. It's not that I'm all powerful, all great, but you know what? If you do right by everyone your whole life, they all think they owe you a favor, and when you call that favor in, they all work extra hard to pay that favor off. That's what I've learned. Right? So hopefully you answer me and everything's cool and you're cool. And we're cool. And Jerome pulls up safe. I just don't see him pulling up safe. If you could just explain to me one time in text right now how Jerome didn't want the dog in his van with him, then I might have even more confidence in this, right? Now, you don't know this, but everybody's going to be back at your house at 6 a.m. I know everything's going on. And it's not against you. They're 99.9999% sure you have nothing to do with it, okay? But something has gone on, right? Something's gone on. And if it's Jerome, I'll be the first one to go find him and beat him up, okay? Am I just talking to myself now?
Nope, we're here.
So, let's see how many people are watching. 62. She won't answer me anymore, I guess. Well, Jerome.
I don't know why you can't see chat.
I can.
You can't see chat like Stoffel and Tiffany and...
No, I don't see any of that.
Yeah, see, you can't see chat. They've done something there.
I see it now, and that's all. They switched my chat on me. Oh, my gosh.
I knew something was happening.
Thank you for telling me. Guys, I couldn't see anything. So I have a good feeling about Miss Lois, and I don't think that she had anything to do with this personally, just my feeling. But in the same instance, Lois, I've never seen his van. When he visited me, he had a Ford Explorer. That was about a year and a half ago. He buys cars with 150,000 miles on them, so they have about 15,000 left, right? And then he drives all over the world. So I would have no idea, right? No idea. If I knew, trust me, it took me a very long time to figure out his last name, etc. So no one is blaming anyone here. It's just weird that, first off, you in your chat you said you were investigated because someone died in your driveway a month or two ago, right? The same place he was parked. And I'm not going to put the chat up because you gave that to me. I'll keep that with me. And then you hoped that they wouldn't think that a serial killer lived at your house. Those are your words, not mine. So how am I supposed to take that? I mean, most people would take it much worse than I have behaved. I have a little power around Texas. I haven't pulled in the federal judges. They're all my uncles as well. And you know what? There's probably no reason to ever go that far. Hopefully, the old boy will pull up. I just can't believe that you don't know what color his van or Suburban or whatever it was is. And we're not fighting. If you don't know, it was dark, you don't know. You're still always invited to our channel. It's a Christian channel. We don't judge you, or thus we be judged, right? But we do question. And Jesus asks us question everything. The only question I have is, how'd you end up with a dog? Victory is his name. Because I know Goofball wouldn't have let his dog out of the van. That's the only question. And I told my cousins, they're all Texas Rangers, that they're on this too. I said, guys, unless the dog was involved, I would have just blown her off and thought Jerome was headed out, right? Headed out to Michigan or wherever. And this is not against you, Lois. I would have done the same for you as I do for him. You have my word on that, okay? I know y'all about the same, but my job is my job, right? And my job's not given to me by you guys. It's given to me, look up, by him. That's where I get my job from. Miss Teresa knows where I get my job from, right?
Yes, sir.
And you know what?
I'm curious. I'm trying to go back and read. What is Stoffel outside with flashlights and fixing appliances and everything's breaking? Is it Mercury retrograde? It probably is. That's why everything always breaks at the same time.
I can pull that up real quick, believe it or not. I have it right here.
I'm grateful, Stoffel, that you're
handy. So look at. So
he knows how to fix stuff.
I want y'all to see how lit up Jupiter and Uranus are. I can't, and Mercury is coming into play by tomorrow. I can't believe we haven't had the biggest flares we've ever seen.
Yep, something's happening there.
Y'all see how orange or pink these are around here? What that tells y'all here is that's a geomagnetic connection to the Earth, and that's
and that's why shit always breaks at the same time.
Well, this is the strongest one I've ever seen. I won't lie to you guys. And
holy moly!
Yeah, and let me show you this. Everyone yelled at me, James, are you putting your solar deals on another channel? I said, no. And I want to show you 7 days. We haven't had a single M flare in 7 days. There you go. Looking at it right there. And then if I go to solar winds, same deal. Solar winds. We had a 467. I should be able to go to 7 days there, which I can. That's the only 467 G1 geomagnetic storm, not even that we've had in 7 or 8 days. So the reason I don't report, I check 5-10 times a day, as Miss Teresa already probably knows, right? Mm-hmm. And regularly she'll be able to feel it somehow and tell me if there's an X flare. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. She does.
Quiet.
She says, check.
I just said, well, I might have got a poke. Check the sun.
Is that Jared misbehaving back there? Oh.
No, he went home. Josh was here. He went home. I tucked in Frankie, so he's sleeping.
Well, I'm glad you've joined us. It's been a long day. Been a long day. And you know what? Lois, you're still part of the family. We just got to figure out what happened with Jerome. If he went batshit crazy, why? Or what happened? And heck, maybe you've got a neighbor. Who knows? Who knows? I'm not going to try to start guessing anything, right? There's just no telling at this point, but I will stay on it tomorrow. And you know what? I'll try not to give up, although it's tough not to give up. Hey, it's tough. Look at this. A threat to their existence. Social media giants sue governments to protect your political content. Your political content. What they hate is people.
So I'm going to go get in my spooning spot and say goodnight and much love to everyone.
All right. God bless.
God bless you.
All right. No. Again, you didn't answer the one question. The one question. Hey, Kermos, how'd the dog get from in his van when I talked to him going to bed to your house? Victory. That's the only question I had. And I pray that this is, I'm sure that the deputies and my friends and family will charge me millions, but you know what? All I've got is the guy doesn't have his phone anymore. They already put a fence on his phone. They think it's on your property. So I don't know, right? I don't know. They're going to try again tomorrow. But I want to say, Lois, you're always invited back here. I don't think you've done anything wrong. But you know what? I have to play my cards close to my vest. Close to my vest, like the good old cowboys say. If I'm trying to protect any of you guys, right? Everyone, I think, would agree, right? But I appreciate you coming on. So it was dark already when they caught it here. That means that they had a reason to come. We've been flying over your house for about 10 hours. They'll be back. They already told me. But hey, if you've done nothing wrong, you got nothing to worry about. I'll make sure of that too. Like all the other promises that I always give and they always come true, I'll make sure they all happen. Period. So, how about that for an evening, guys? Good times. Jerome better hope he's not messing around. Now I hate John Bolton so much. Let's see if he's on film here. I hate this man. Oh no, there's some crappy. They hate to get on film. Can you believe this is not gonna hold up here? And then Jennings got a new job. This is the crazy girl. I put that up. Guess who's running for mayor of California? Y'all guess. Bruce? I don't know if that's his name anymore. No shit meant. Bruce Jenner. The triathlon guy. Girl. Them. They. He's running for and against. I guess he would have to be a Republican, right? Running against. I don't like Schwarzenegger anymore. He's gone for me. I want to make sure that everyone realizes that Lois has not been accused of anything except for losing our friend. I'm kidding, Lois. And everyone's just trying to figure out what's going on at this point, right? I can prove Joe Rogan's so wrong, and Joe Rogan is a Mason. Joe Rogan's a Mason too. You don't just get these positions, okay? I'd already have one if you could get them without. They wanted me to be one, a Jesuit and Mason, but you know what? I told them to go themselves because I have a different kind of joy, right? Crypto czar. I hate that. Well, let's hope it's Baron. Baron's a smart little boy. Backs Cash Patel. He was only by himself with his dog, Stove. I talked to him that night about 1:30 at night. He was going to his van to go sleep with his dog. Then I tried to call him the next day. I'd say about 1 or 2, 12 hours later. And nothing. Now the phone was still on at that point. Now it's been turned off. Alright, I've got an email. Make sure it's not from my daughter or something. It's weird. No one's got my email. It's my business email. No, anybody does. Usually it's YouTube telling me to F off. Some, they want me to pay for credit monitoring. How do they get my email? Yes, I want to pay y'all $40 a month to monitor my credit. Although American Express, Capital One, my credit union does it. Although 400 people are monitoring my credit right now, I'm going to pay y'all $44 a month to monitor it for me. Thanks. All right, Ted. Ted expects Cash Patel to be actually put in place. This gentleman was killed in action here. You know what? Illinois. It's sad. And it was by another African American. Wasn't any kind of white criminal out there. But this guy is a whack job. I did play him last night. So I'm not going to play him tonight. Y'all can go watch my live from last night if you want to play him. That's how few stories they've done today, right? So I hardly want to get up. We'll go ahead and see if there's been any big quakes. So, of course, the answer is going to be no. We'll look at the Schumann resonance. Which, of course, the answer is going to be no. If y'all haven't figured out the Schumann resonance only based on lightning above the resonances themselves, well, it's gotten sad then. I know what I'm looking for. I'll just type it in. Why waste time? Why waste time? Here's your monitoring station. It should be totally blank. It's always going to be blank. Look, they've had it off for 5-6 days. These aren't working still. The whole thing's a shit show. It's almost like they wanted us to be blind as to what they're really up to, right? Not like almost, but exactly. Exactly like they want us to be. Don't piss these boys off. They ain't playing around. There's always that lady that wants to feed them. Put her hand out the window and feed them, right? I go pet them. I want to pet that kitty. I want to pet that kitty. Imagine being a motorcycle. I'd be in and out. Upside down cross. This is true. Is this you, bro? He's a Mason too. There's so much worse. Let me let y'all see this. And this happened today. I don't know if they're called badges. Might be the wrong name. See it right there? They all have badges on, but actually today it's FBI. It's all part of the plan. That guy there, I don't know who he is. He's got a Mason pin right there. I know that for a fact because I saw it live today. Big ass Mason pin on him. Don't know who he is. If anyone does, y'all let me know. I'll take badges out. It happened today. He just had to wear his Mason pin. Right? As usual. This is not going to go like y'all think it is. Not even close. Not even close. Well, I'm not going to try to find something with you guys tonight. It's just not going to be how it goes. But that was printed just a few hours ago. All of his service have pins. So, y'all can believe it? Not believe it? It really doesn't matter, right? I know that's not a real ship. Not a real ship. Everyone's getting in on this, right? I'm going to launch 3 or 4 balloons tomorrow. I am. They sell those flat ones up at the Kroger at the end of my street. I mean, with no wind, my gosh, I would even be convinced. With no wind, I would even be convinced. I've already seen that crap. Everyone says this is not Hillary Clinton. They said that she didn't want to go in that van. She saw what they're about to do to her. And they threw her in. That's what everyone says. I don't know if that's right. I don't know if that's right. Is she filling her gas tank? I mean, thank you. Or did she bar it first? Oh, yeah. That was on her phone. Alright. What? I want to be that UN officer. What? The UN? United Nations? I thought they were all good people. This isn't.
Overnight, President-elect Trump announcing he wants to nominate Kash Patel for FBI director. The FBI obviously plays a major role in counterterrorism operations. What do you make of this pick?
Look, I'm not going to speak about the president-elect's nominees. The only thing that I can point out, Kristen, is that we, the Biden administration,
it's a 6 or 8 hour drive, and he wasn't invited till Christmas time. I had my daughter, and he knew it. Quit making up bullshit, right? He would have never left his dog. Stop. If you want me to make it worse, I will.
Breaking news overnight, President-elect Trump announcing he wants to nominate Kash Patel for FBI director. The FBI obviously plays a major role in counterterrorism operations. What do you make of this pick?
Look, I'm not going to speak about the president-elect's nominees. The only thing that I can point out, Kristen, is that we, the Biden administration, adhere to the long-standing norm that FBI directors serve out their full terms, because the FBI director is a...
You're out of here, bitch. Out. You're out. You're going to jail. Jail time.
Unique player in the American government system. They're appointed for 10-year terms, not terms just for the duration.
You want to see my Ranger badge now?
Current FBI director, Chris Wray, was actually appointed by Donald Trump. Joe Biden didn't fire him. He relied upon him to execute his responsibilities as the...
Who wants to see my Ranger badge now? Ha ha. You think I'm kidding?
Director of the FBI, and allow him to serve out the fullness of his term over the course of the Biden administration. So that's how we approach things, and we would like to ensure that the FBI remains an independent institution insulated from politics.
Jake, let me ask.
Well, you blew that once you started lawfaring everybody, going to school board meetings, going to abortion clinics with people praying outside. You blew that off. You're going to prison, Christopher Wray. Bye, Felicia. Bye. Bye. I have a badge. It's honorary, right? I was actually going to give away my badge. It's honorary in the giveaway to one of the... Talk about an awesome gift. But it might be used in the wrong way. So I probably won't. All right, what does she have to say? According to her, there's nothing as fragile as a male Trump voter. All right, I'm willing to. I think I can take this. I can take it.
Bracket. In all of my years, I've never seen anything as fragile as a MAGA man. Not only do they go around worshiping an 80-year-old, overweight, unhealthy man who wears more makeup than anyone I've ever met, but they take his win as some kind of personal victory for them when 95% of his voters do not fall into the tax bracket that will benefit in any way from his presidency. They voted for him to take their money away and give it to himself and his rich friends, and they...
That's her fourth cut in this small speech. If I did that, I'd be here all fucking day. If I took that makeup up, you'd look like you're about 100.
Scream and holler like it's some kind of victory. On top of that, Trump allows them for the first time in their life to feel superior to others. They know that women's rights will be taken away, that Latinos will be deported, that under Trump's administration and open racism towards black people will be full.
Lois, I thought I was telling you I'm not doing anything to you whatsoever. Jerome was in your driveway and disappeared. Are you that confused? Do you really think that something's happening to you? Something happened to Jerome. You look like you're batshit crazy.
Are more accepted. And all of this makes the MAGA men feel good because putting other people down is the only thing that gives them joy in life. They have an ego like a fragile toddler, and watching other people suffer is the way they get off. So of course they're all really happy right now.
I'm not trying to do anything to anybody. Everyone knows that here, right? What I am trying to do is make sure everyone has a good time. And make sure that everyone's playing fair. It's my only two goals in life. I just have more ability than everybody else. If you think that me having someone that disappeared from your home, left his dog after he was supposed to repair your stove today, is me doing something to you, well, I would seek somebody smarter than me for sure. My main goal here is to make sure there was no foul play. Jerome has commented every day for 4 years on every video I've ever done. It's been 2.5 days now. I ain't seen shit. His phone's gone. They wouldn't have come onto your property unless they fenced it. And that's the last time they saw the phone. I got nothing to do with their decisions, okay? Nothing. I would never. I told you were invited here always, and that we didn't think you did anything. But hey, whatever. That's look at that penguin. He's jump. Oh, epic. I mean, he's running. Look, there's another one over here though. Is that a penguin or just an ice bump? Wow. But can't they just jump in the water and jump right back on the ice sheet? All right, more flying saucers. God, the UK is getting hit hard by flying saucers lately, guys. I won't lie to you guys. I mean, it's getting hard. No, man. Kind of like you told the Rangers that me and Teresa said that he went to order a pizza. I got you. I understand completely, but I'm still trying to be nice. Wow, that's a hell of a laser. It comes right back down at him, I think. The green laser, which I have, phone's always going to show up. I'm not going to give you any advice. So oh God, what a wonderful, that's oxygen, and he died 2 days later. And this is kind of like how my daughters and them do it. They actually put this kind of stuff on their shit. Let me show you how this turns out. I mean, you could be dating someone, you don't even know what they look like.
Just do like my.
You don't even know what they look like. Her whole face has changed, right? I mean, her whole face changed. What's that, Tiger Eyes? Alright. Is that JJ Watt? What did he do? Did he break his leg? Broke his fucking leg. Did he? Didn't even have the ball anymore. And, why I got angry? Well, I got angry. His wife cheated on him. That's really what happened. Look, they're recruiting kids to go on the front lines. I would just float it right to those guys. I would have not cared. That kid is like 12. You're 12. Put you on the front lines. Could you imagine your country doing this to you and them thinking it was okay? We won't look at that. That's an everyday occurrence. Go to any Walmart you want to go to, and it'll be there. All right. Of course, the FBI is the biggest problem America ever has had. We need to break that shit up, right? Break that shit up, and I hope Cashtel has the nuts. It doesn't need to be broken in half. It needs to be broken into 1/20th of what it is now today. Period. Yeah, I bet there's a shark bump. I already know because I was in that same position. Look at me, so dumb. Dumb kids. Yeah, I encourage y'all to all shave your head too. This is wonderful for you. If y'all are really mad about Trump, this is the best way to get back at him and get a good job and excel your career, maybe become a politician. Shave your head. This girl, her IQ must be at least over a 50. At least over a 50, right? Look, she's so happy. She's so happy. That's right. That's right. That's right. All right, so everyone's in such a bad mood. Look, they can't. Look at this. The battering ram won't open the door. It's the UK, obviously, right? Police. Y'all should see this. Y'all have to see this. Let me see how long it is. 16 minutes. I've already seen it. I can't play that right now for you guys, but one day. Let's get some good. I absolutely love Australia. I can't wait to move there. I want one large python or deadly snake in the window while the other one is on the ground. Kind of what I live for, right? Boy, the guy that voted to bring all the illegal aliens, he learned the hard way, didn't he? Didn't he? It's just laugh at him. He learned the hard way. That's right. Deserved every moment of it, in my opinion. God, he's a beauty. A beauty. That's my girlfriend. She left last night. She said she was headed to her house for Thanksgiving. I hope not, guys. This is the truth. Kobe. I can't let y'all see too much truth. It'll get too crazy. Oh, this is going to get bad. I think we're going to have to, I've seen this one, we're going to have to go, yeah. Who believes that we're headed for, can y'all believe they gave Jared Kushner's dad the ambassadorship to Saudi Arabia or Israel? What a shit show. Trump is so bad, and I voted for him. I won't lie. I voted for him, but I actually know what's going to happen. I watched this game tonight. It was bad. Oos. Touchdown. Bad oos. Alright. We're going to kill it for a bit tonight. We'll probably be back live. I just want to clean this shit up. God bless you guys. God bless the fake Kim Kardashian. His girlfriend's closing his eyes. That was funny as shit. If you don't wear one of these headpieces, we're going to cut your head off. Is that what he said? Protests, we'll see what you have to say. All these leftist suburban women, he's going to cut your head off if your anything but your eyes are not covered. And y'all keep protesting because people like me, God, is that a real FART? Look at that cat. Oh, we gotta take the cats out now. This has gotta be bullshit. It's gotta be bullshit. I'm calling bullshit on that. Let's listen. She's about to leave, but let's listen.
For his son, Hunter, the president would not pardon or commute the sentence for his son, Hunter. I just want to make sure that is not going to change over the next 6 months. The president's saying
it's still a no. It's still a no.
It will always be a no.
It's still a no. It will be a no. It is a no, and I don't have anything else to add.
Wait. They just pardoned him, you dumbo. They just pardoned him. But listen, there's at least 1,000 crimes on the hard drive that I have. I know Matt Gaetz has. He threw it at the director. Everyone. You know, MTG's been briefed on it. Everyone's got the hard drive. If I've got the hard drive, I don't have it anymore, guys. Don't break my door down. You're just going to be paying for it, okay? If I've got the hard drive or had the hard drive, as I proved I did, let's see if my you know, I had my own YouTube up. That's who I am. It's probably expired by now. But if not, videosido.com, yeah, it's expired. I had all Hunter shit up on that, and y'all could download to that too. I'm working on other things now. Hey, I like that. I mean, that was epic. All right, let's listen. Let's listen here. Kash Patel. Let's listen.
But former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe has this to say about the Patel choice.
It's a terrible development for the men and women of the FBI, and also for
I said no. I'll take you shopping.
Professional,
make you cool. I'll take you shopping.
Investigation. The fact that Kash Patel is profoundly unqualified for this job is not even like a matter for debate.
Well, we'll have to talk about that as it goes through a Senate confirmation process.
First, let's talk about former acting FBI Director Andrew McCabe. He was fired, and he was fired.
Spanky cool, I'll take you shopping.
The Inspector General of the Department of Justice referred him for criminal prosecution. He is one of the top people who has destroyed the reputation of the FBI over the past 10 years. There's been no accountability for him, and he calls the current nominee.
Me and him are playing too.
At Kash Patel's qualifications, he was the Deputy Director of National Intelligence, overseeing 17 intelligence agencies.
So
he was in the Department of Justice under.
So he's completely unqualified. The Deputy Director of National Intelligence, overseeing 17 national security agencies, but that doesn't even touch what he did. Doesn't even touch. He's the guy that realized that the dossier was fake. If you want the truth.
Intelligence, overseeing 17 intelligence agencies. He was in the Department of Justice under Barack Obama, prosecuting ISIS. During the Trump administration, the first time around, he was in charge of taking out ISIS cells in the Middle East, which the administration did successfully. So he has the domestic policy, or the foreign policy down. On the domestic side, he's the one who wrote that memo exposing the fact that the FBI was illegally wiretapping, issuing FISA warrants against American citizens who worked for a political campaign, the first Trump campaign. He has gone through and exposed all of the civil liberty violations the FBI has engaged in with, again, no accountability over the past really 10 years. And this started at the IRS under Barack Obama, by the way. It wasn't just in the FBI. So people like Andrew McCabe are trying to claim this is somehow retribution. They're conflating retribution with accountability, and Kash Patel not only has the experience on foreign policy, but also on domestic policy as well, with all of his work rooting out this corruption used for political purposes against political enemies inside the intelligence communities and on Capitol Hill.
Richard.
Y'all believe her? So Kash Patel's obviously got a lot. Oh, we love this one too.
He says, Kash is a brilliant lawyer. Let me read this from President Trump's post. He says, Kash is a brilliant lawyer, investigator, and America First fighter who has spent his career exposing corruption, defending justice, and protecting the American people. So he's being praised on the right for all of that. But of course, the criticism from the left is already starting. They're saying Trump wants a supporter who's going to carry out his demands for specific law enforcement actions. What's your take on it?
Jackie, I think it is so interesting that those on the left are talking about experience, because Kash Patel has more experience than just about anybody coming into this position. He's been a prosecutor. He's been recognized by DOJ for success in these prosecutions. He has been the deputy DNI. He's been the chief of staff at the Department of Defense. He has a well-rounded background. I look forward to supporting him and pushing this nomination across the finish line. The American people want President Trump's cabinet nominees to be confirmed, and that is the job that we should be doing immediately on January 20th.
Yeah, that makes sense. Probably Walmart. It's just
And people criticize me, and they said, well, you know, he's out there giving fast food. And I said, I don't have anything against fast food. I'm against food that has seed oils. When I was a kid, McDonald's was made with tallow fat. That was good for you. And your body needs that. It makes you healthy. Why aren't we making it with tallow fat again? In England, McDonald's has a McDonald's French fry has 3 ingredients in it, like potato, sugar, and some, oil or tallow. Yeah,
salt, asshole.
Sorry, potato, salt, and some tallow fat. In our country, it has 17 ingredients.
Wow.
Oh, and none of them are good for you. And people criticize me, and they said, well,
he's smart. Can't watch this. Can't watch this. I've already seen it. Wish we could. Is that my truck? Spanky, are you being ugly? Is it too late at night to keep you live?
John, what do you make of all of this? What is likely to be the response on Capitol Hill to this breaking news?
Good to be with you. See, I told you so. They're all like that. So the next time any of us complain about anything Trump does, this pardon is just deflating. For those of us who have been out there for a few years now yelling about what a unique threat Donald Trump is, for Joe Biden to do something like this, Trump, nobody's above the law, we've been screaming. Well, Joe Biden just made clear his son Hunter is above the law. Donald Trump lies every time he opens his mouth, we've been screaming.
That damn Donald Trump
repeatedly lied about this. The politicization of the justice system. Donald Trump and his people have been screaming. Well, that's exactly what Biden said here.
Joe, is this a politics of purity? I mean, we had Donald Trump pardon Sheriff Joe Arpaio during his
Love
term.
the glasses.
There wasn't a lot of hue and cry about that. And this is a father who saw his first wife killed, his daughter killed in a car crash, his two young sons survive.
And then married the nanny? Come on, they weren't even in the car. Get your shit straight. Then married the nanny?
One goes on to have real difficulties with addiction. Another dies because of cancer. This is a family that's really troubled. I mean, yes, he said he wasn't going to do this, but did anyone ever believe that that was the case? I mean, I would have put good money on this happening. Like, are many people going to be surprised that a father
I'm guessing you don't have good money.
who is also the president would do this for his son?
I don't know that people will be surprised because you're right. Joe Biden repeatedly said he wouldn't do this. So he repeatedly lied. But this just furthers the cynicism that people have about politics. And that cynicism strengthens Trump because Trump can just say, I'm not a unique threat. Everybody does this. If I do something for my kid, my son-in-law, whatever, look, Joe Biden does the same thing. I get it, but this was a selfish move by Biden, which politically only strengthened.
I love it because there's 150 more charges. So everyone over in Manhattan today, they said they're seeing space invaders. Everyone called me. I've got, look, Chopper here. I've got 100 emails and another 200 messages with shit like this. New Jersey, New York today. I don't know what's going on. It's going to be from today, though, 16 hours ago. The only reason I know is because they have, in my inbox, we have tons of messages. If y'all are live with us and y'all sent me something in the inbox, let me know. To me, it looks like some sort of drone, obviously being intercepted by a military helicopter. It doesn't look like it's very capable of, to me, but it could dart off at 1 trillion miles an hour at any moment. Obviously, a military helicopter. God, y'all should see. Look how quick they can put on. Look how quick. Wow. They've got these new masks. They're called Mascot Realistics, and they sell them for like $10. You can be anyone you want to be. Look at him. Look what he looks like. And look. How you going to identify him? Shit's about to get crazy with AI, with CGI, with AI. Y'all saw one of the biggest leaders. Well, really, they lead the Zionists, and they had a fake mask on them. It was proven 2 days ago. Can't watch that fat anymore. All right. Chilling footage shows Kennedy Hart in the back of the cop car after being arrested for allegedly shooting 2024. State is pursuing. Who cares? Enjoy the show.
To nominate Kash Patel to be the FBI director, which of course implies that he's going to fire the sitting FBI director, Christopher Wray. What is your
yeah.
Well, Christopher Wray, of course, is a Republican, appointed by a Republican, as he has said.
Who cares? He's a criminal, you jackass. You, as a senator, should be fired right now. Representative Jamie Raskin, Democrat. Where's he from? Some shithole state that would rather be without with no GDP.
But apparently has demonstrated too much independence and objectivity in the job.
And I'm gay as a $3 bill.
Loyalist in the position, and that's why he's gone to Kash Patel.
Do you think there are any issues inside the FBI around...
if you can't figure it out, Dumbo, you don't have any business being a journalist, period. If you can't see the issues, you're there's not a level even to call you out at anymore. Do you really think there is something wrong with FBI? No. We didn't notice them showing up at school board meetings and arresting parents. We didn't notice them putting parents in jail for praying in front of abortion clinics and not hindering anyone's movements. We didn't notice all their tan pants, boot-wearing, boot-licking crap in Kentucky, Tennessee, acting like there's a bunch of white supremacists. We all know the damn fuck there's not. No, we didn't see that, you dumb witch.
Politicization, as many who voted for Donald Trump seem to say?
Well, undoubtedly, if you look at it historically, for example, during the COINTELPRO period, the FBI really was weaponized against Dr. King and the civil rights movement.
As gay as a $3 bill. Not that bothers me, but hey.
And the peace movement, there was, decades of the FBI being basically used as a political instrument. There's an interesting book about that, about J. Edgar Hoover by Beverly Gage, that people can look at. And so I haven't seen what the proof is that the FBI has been weaponized against a political party or the Department of Justice. Of course, this Department of Justice has brought charges against
Maryland,
a Democratic U.S. Senator in New Jersey, a Democratic congressman.
It's because he voted on those sides.
Seem to think that
you
it should go only
Maryland,
and if it doesn't,
I think everyone that's from Maryland should hang. In Texas, that's what we think, right? In Texas, that's what we think. If you want the truth, let's just get truthful. Everyone from Maryland should hang. Not being received well by DNC operators. They're calling the pardon stupidly selfish, senile, bullshit, and plain wrong. But you know what they're not realizing? Is there's hundreds of more charges that can come from this. And I think a lot of them are. It's not only me. I can't be the only smart kid in the world, right? Look at the FBI taking these people's home out. The FBI needs to be disbanded completely, right? Completely. Look, it's not like they sent. If they would have called 90% of these people by the phone and asked them to call in, they would call in. Instead, they shot 90% of them. Look, these people are warriors that have no wars to fight anymore because they were created by the U.S. government to kill people. And now what are they doing? They're killing U.S. citizens. U.S. citizens, and I'm tired of watching it. I know what's going on. I don't need that crap. I would shoot that bitch so quick. California. God, I wish I was there. I wish I was there. I'd run after him. He'd try to swing that once at me. And that would be over for him. I'd beat him and then I'd stab him with it. Oh, out of you. Once it broke off him, man. It'd go right through him. Look. Millennial core, bunch of losers. This is the actual hard drive, you know, because I've seen every picture. This is the hard drive, the Hunter Biden's hard drive. We can't show here. I'm going to leave this address here. I have the whole hard drive, but this is a Hunter Biden hard drive. And we can't show it here on our family friendly, but that's the whole hard drive. You always share it right there. It's perfect. These women need to realize the shit's about to hit the fan, man. You know, better. It's a herding dog. He's not going after them, he's hurting them. Border Collie gently guides ducklings into a puddle. He wants them in the puddle. See the puddle? He knows they need water. Ugh. Alright, more. Look. November 28th. I showed y'all this. The F-15s. I might come out with this again if it's any good. F-15 scrambled over the UK. See the lights? I'm just going to show y'all. This is real deal stuff here. No one can tell me. Look, those are F-15s up there. I guess that's what they told me they were. I don't know. Did they just eat that F-15? I think they just ate it. All right, we have these up here. We're going to take this live. Absolutely huge here. Watch these two up here. This one getting bigger. It's a plasma ball or plasma entity. I think it ate the F-15, right? And this was filmed about 3 days ago, right when I told y'all everything was happening over the UK. That said, lots of love out there, guys. Y'all give us a thumbs up. God bless. Share and subscribe. Always remember, anything's possible in Bizarro World. God bless each and every one of you. It's signs in the heaven, I think, but whatever.